Good morning, everybody. You're hanging with us on this, what seems to be of a relief on Sunday. Maybe depending on how you bet, contrary, or your fantasy squad, or anything else that was selfish of you to bring up at the water cooler this morning to divert from the fact that we all, at least all three of us and you out there on the chat, had a nice, refreshing day off. And I have to be honest with you, it felt great to just watch football and not give a rat's flying shit about the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Sirianni driving my head into a wall, all of that stuff. Just a break. I know it isn't a bye week, but it felt like a bye week for the fans.
Yeah, it did. It was kind of stress-free as far as a stress-free Sunday could be. The only thing I think that could have, turned out better is if the Dallas Cowboys didn't score that touchdown in overtime and maybe just kicked a field goal so my Patriots could have covered that 3.5. That's about it.
Oh, well, look, if I can just divert for a quick second, and Barrett, this was about as ridiculous as it got in this game, but I'm on the opposite side of Harry on that. So I laid the 3 when it first opened. And then from there in game, when they were down, I took them live on the money line. So I'm sitting there with these 2 tickets next to my father-in-law because it's my wife's birthday yesterday. So we're at dinner and we're watching this game end.
Tell I said happy birthday, man.
I will. Thank you for both of you, even though. So here's the thing. He's sitting there on this pick segment that I give him each and every week. I try and help out, give him some picks. No, Don't worry. Under, that's going to lock. You could just sit there and lock. So I'm sitting there looking over like, yeah, don't worry. Both of us, we're great. We're in great shape right now. Cowboys, they get up with that ridiculous touchdown, right? And then next thing you know, it's that bomb. We're both sitting there with that bomb from the Patriots like, are you kidding?
Right,
so
right.
We both melted at the table.
Mac Jones says, how about some of this?
Yep. Kill.
How about that?
Kill.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean,
now, my ticket's still covered, but I still have to look over at him like, what the hell are you doing?
Now, some people on Twitter, were talking about Tony Romo during that game, and there was a Tony Romo drunk seemed to be something that people were talking about. I didn't notice anything. Was there something strange about the way Romo called that game?
No, in fact, I thought he was masterful, man, because he was calling plays. He was actually calling a play as how he said, all right, we're going to go in motion, then we're going to go back, and then we'll go back in motion, and he's going to throw it to him. I mean, he's going to give it to him. And he called the play out while the play was going on.
Yeah.
Just he went in, he said, all right, he's about to go in motion. Then he called and said he's going to go back, and then he's going to go back again. They're going to hand the ball off to him. And they did that. They did exactly what he said he was going to do. And they didn't get the 2-point conversion. So I was like, bro.
Yeah, now, if he can do that drunk, I give him even more credit.
Right?
Bro,
right?
What are we talking about here?
Seriously.
Maybe I need to be drunk on the show.
Right. This guy needs a raise.
No question. I mean, that was amazing.
Well, what happened there?
What do you mean?
It was after that long.
No.
I mean,
what was he saying that people? I'm sorry. What was he saying that people said he was drunk?
Well, it's just like everything else on Twitter. You really can't get to the heart of the matter and find out what the real genesis for whatever discussion really is. It's just people talking about something that may or may not have ever even happened.
Right.
It's the same thing that you fight. You fight on a daily basis.
Misinformation.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it was.
So I just didn't know if any of our streamers had any insight into this because they might be up on this a little bit more than I was too busy watching the game. I don't pay attention to Twitter when I'm watching football.
Fantastic game, man. Fantastic game.
It's pretty good. Yeah,
I enjoyed the football that I did see.
Dude, I watched the Jaguars in the morning. I was sitting there. I was enthralled in that entire game, and I'm kind of glad the Jaguars won. And the way they did it was pretty cool with that kicker who was like, not even on the roster. But when did they sign him? Earlier in the week.
Earlier in the week,
and he hits 2 big kicks.
Yeah.
Well, how about the 2 teams that had the most turmoil in the coaching staffs end up winning?
Right. The Raiders look good.
Oh, they look amazing.
Yeah,
you know,
on the
Well, it's
road at
amazing what
Denver?
happens when you can fly under the radar. Yeah, Denver. Look, that offense was absolute horse shit. Did you see that?
atrocious.
Yeah, it was.
They couldn't do anything at all. And they look, Raiders may have found their confidence heading into this football game, short favorite at home against the Eagles, but they look like, to your point, they look like there is no controversy surrounding them at all.
They won one for the Gipper, man. Now we're not gonna take it so far as to say that they're a good team again. I think you do that after, because the same thing happened to us with Bobby Ross. We started playing well after that. After we lost him, because we were winning for Coach Moeller. Remember him? Moeller used to be at Michigan.
Sure.
Well, he was the assistant head coach. He became the head coach, and we started winning for him. And you want to put out a good showing for him, and get everybody going for him. But at the end of the day, we were still a bad team.
Yeah.
So.
And then you had Sam Darnold lead that comeback for the Panthers to tie that football game, only to lose it in overtime.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Crazy.
That defense should be absolutely ashamed of themselves that they let down that Sam Darnold revival. Like, that was the moment in which he broke from that mold of being back to the Jets.
Yep.
Right.
And turned into the actual Panthers.
Yeah, he made a bunch of good
and that's
throws.
what you give him?
I know. It's a shame.
It seemed like it was a lot of that weekend, because you look at the Packers. A-Rod looked atrocious, man, for a better part of the game, and then all of a sudden, well, I guess I'll better start playing now. Let me get up off my the bench and go ahead and win this game. And this is the Bears. It was kind of like that type of atmosphere, wasn't it?
It was.
That guy enrages people.
A-Rod,
like a betting and fantasy standpoint. I'm
A-Rod,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, A-Rod. How about the double bird that he got?
Oh, yeah, for the woman.
Well, that might have been the highlight of the week.
No, he loves it, though.
I tweeted on Sunday morning, that there's no way that I would have watched that Miami Jaguars game if it was at 1:00. There's no way. If that's the option on CBS, there's no way we're watching that. But at 9:30 in the morning, it somehow becomes appealing.
I was outside, man. I was working on my car. I told you I was gonna work on my car this weekend. Still didn't get it done. I sanded down half of it, but I got great progress. But then I came in right around about 4:00. I said I got to watch the games from 4:00 on. So that's what I did. But I was out on the first half of the games.
Well, you missed the Kansas City Chiefs second half against the WFT. It was pretty impressive.
Was it? Well, see, I got to
looked
watch it all
in the first half. He threw probably the dumbest interception ever. Towards the end of that first half.
Insanely bad.
It almost looked like he was trying to lose.
Right.
Yeah, seriously. Like, this is such a boneheaded play.
It felt like that for sure.
Yeah. And then they shut out Washington.
Hey, hold on a
second. Second half.
Hold on a second, guys. Good morning, my Sky. My Skylar, my niece, she's watching the show. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Sky. I had to do it for her. My mom just texted me. Skylar's watching on her lap. So, good morning, Sky. All right, we can get back to business now.
Not Lucy in the sky.
No.
Not
a ribbon in the sky.
No.
So,
or Spirit in the sky.
Spirit in the sky might be the one right
Norman
there,
Greenbaum.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, did you see this, by the way?
What's that?
We remember when we brought up this. These guys have come up a couple of times, the Cincinnati broadcasters, because the play-by-play guy is trying to call a play out, and meanwhile the color guy steps all over him, and he's constantly. Remember, we've played a couple of these.
Something from them.
Come on.
Well, yeah. When did we play that before? Was it like
a bunch ago, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it was probably like last
the
year,
first
I would
game,
say.
or the first game this year.
It was the first
game.
Came
back to beat Minnesota.
Did we play it then?
I don't know, but we've been a show for a year now. I'm glad you brought that up last year, because it's officially a year that we've been on the YouTube and doing this show.
Congrats
the champagne.
Congrats to you two, man.
How about it?
Thanks to everybody else out there.
Right.
We could be doing the show for 4 or 5 people, but that's not the case, thankfully, to so many out there. Well, I wanted to bring. I'm sorry.
No, my fault. I was gonna say the reason why we brought it up, because remember I was doing my first ESPN game this year, and you guys were talking about how sometimes play-by-play and the color analysts like clash and collide, and I actually used what you guys said a lot of the times during my broadcast. This weekend I'll be at Delaware State. I got South Carolina State at Delaware State.
Nice.
This weekend, MEAC game.
Oh yeah.
So you know, I mean, I use that, man. So you know, you gotta know when to. You know, you guys told me sometimes you gotta take the moment and not say much at all.
Yeah,
you know?
Let the game breathe a little bit.
Yeah, that's what you said. Let the game breathe. So I mean, I use that stuff. But that's when you brought it up.
You know, the great John Taylor played at Delaware State.
Oh, get out.
The 49ers during their great years. John Taylor,
receiver,
Delaware
yeah,
State.
82, baby.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Who are the
were they playing
too?
South Carolina State?
Yeah, South Carolina.
Because they put a lot of guys in the pros.
Yeah, South Carolina State.
South
The linebacker from the Colts.
Darius Leonard.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Monster, that guy. No, they can put up some points too, right? This year.
Oh yeah.
SC State.
Where is that game?
At Delt State.
Oh, okay, so that's like Dover, I think, right?
Yep. So it's like a home game for me. Not as home
I was going to
say,
you don't get the benefit of, you know, a nice hotel, a nice dinner that you could write off. This is just drive up to the game. Doesn't that kind of take away a little bit of it?
Well, you know what? It actually takes a couple bucks out of my pocket because I don't get per diem. If you just driving up there, you don't get per diem for it. You don't get, I don't even get miles. It has to be over 150 miles one way.
What a joke.
Yeah, I hate to do it to myself.
You got a bad deal, man. You got to get a better deal,
bro. I'm just happy to be doing what I'm doing, man. I'll be mad in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? After a while, I'm like, hey, you guys got to pay me once I get better.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Then I can start commanding some money. But right now, hey, I'll take what I can get.
Oh yeah, John Shelton is correct on the stream. Hargrave went to South Carolina State.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's gigantic.
See, let me write this down.
Yeah, man, this is all stuff.
Have somebody monstrous.
This is all stuff for you in the second half if this thing turns into a blowout.
Exactly.
Yep. Where you could second level the second half with some stuff there. You know, I remember. All right. Real quick, before we get into some stuff here with our squad, as some news popped in earlier this morning, we mentioned the Barrett reference when we brought this up earlier, and it happened again this weekend.
Jet motion, Burrow rolls to the right.
Open.
He throws, it's caught. Mixon streaking down the sideline to the 20. Gets a block from Chase and runs it into the end zone. What a call. What a block. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
See, now I could see if Tony Romo did that to Jim Nance's play-by-play, you could say he might be drunk. Well, what's this guy doing?
He's got to be quiet. Let him take it in. Yeah. That's disrespectful, man.
Doesn't he say that?
Yes, he did.
Right away.
Oh, baby. No, you got to be quiet.
He didn't even let the play-by-play guy get it out before he jumped in on what was going on. Wide open. This is fantastic. I couldn't help myself. I saw that on the prep sheet.
Yeah. I tell you what, if Mike Quick did that to Merrill Reese, he'd be pissed.
Can you imagine?
It's ironic because doesn't it happen the other way?
The other way it does. Yeah. Quick is giving this great, explanation of what just happened, and then Merrill will just jump right in on him.
It's insane.
Man.
We look at that. Super chat, appreciate it. Wildebeest Davenport, thank you. Definitely not necessary, but always appreciated. Do we think Nick Sirianni will have a better game plan running the ball this week against the Raiders? We'll hit that, and then we'll talk about Lane Johnson, and then whatever the hell else happens from now until 12:30 when Martinez joins us. So let's
Zach Ertz too.
Since that's right. Ertz happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
So we've got Ertz before that, Lane, but before that, Wildebeest Davenport here with the super chat.
Beautiful.
Barrett, why don't you start, man? You're the expert.
Oh, what do you mean expert? I mean, all I'm gonna say is this: they have not been overcorrecting like we said they were gonna do, which is pissing me off, man.
There's no self-scouting going on.
No,
here.
there's not.
That's all lip service.
Right. So let's get into that. That's what's pissing me off because the players that are playing are using the intangibles in why they were drafted. You look at Hurts. Hurts is a guy we know at the end of the game he can close game. He's very competitive at the end of the game. That's what he does. He wins games at the end of the game. But we need the first 3 quarters to be good. He's always won the fourth quarter. But now the first 3 quarters, we got to get him going in the right direction. Now we got to stop all this RPO stuff, bro, because at the end of the day, it's just not working. Teams know how to defend it. All they're doing is they're reading the defensive end, they're crashing him, and they're letting them making the linebacker stay back at linebacker depth, which is throwing away the running lanes. It's not allowing him to hand the ball off. So now he's just improvising from that point on. You know what I'm saying? They're keeping a guy in the passing lane, and they're stopping him from handing the ball off because they're crashing the end. So he doesn't get. So now he's improvising the entire play, which means he's improvising the entire game. We've got to call a different system. Now, also, go ahead.
Can I ask real quick? Let me just jump in because I'm not making a point. I'm jumping in to ask you something here. It seems to me that Sirianni is essentially handing the game plan over each week to Jalen Hurts and saying, you react to what you see, and then that's going to dictate what you do. Not to say that there aren't design plays, that there aren't even a design run play or two that we see, but for the most part, especially to what you're saying as far as the RPO, it's almost like a bailout of Sirianni not having to call as many plays in order to just put the ball in Hurts's hands. But why would you do that with a kid who's still learning how to play this position?
He's played like 9 games.
You know what you get for that,
10
Eytan?
games.
You know what you get for that? An ah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're saying that, what makes you think a defensive coordinator is not saying the same damn thing?
Yeah, it is amazing.
He's saying the same thing.
It's amazing when you look at it like that, Eytan. It's almost like Sirianni's sort of like, hey, I'm going to let the kid make the call. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're setting him up to fail in a way.
Now, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And Sirianni, do we really think Sirianni is the mastermind behind something like that either? And I don't want to get too deep into that, but
you're going front office.
Which again, the easy chips that would fall would be, all right, put it all on Hurts. There's no way that he's going to be able to handle it all on him this early in his career this year. Then at the end of the year, we say, hey, look, we tried. We have all these picks. Look, that Dolphins pick may be number 1 when it's all said and done this year. So who knows at that point? I've seen Russell Wilson. I've seen Deshaun Watson. I've seen Aaron Rodgers. I've seen anybody else that his name's popped up that's likely to be traded, thrown out there. So who knows? Maybe this is some sort of setup for failure. But it's my point in bringing all this up to Barrett's point about the RPOs and what they were doing to that question about running is just, it seems like a bailout. So please continue. I was just trying to further that.
This is what they're doing, and I want people on the stream to visualize it also. Now in RPOs, you can hand it off, but you only hand it off when you're reading the backside defensive end. So if that backside defensive end crashes down, you don't hand the ball off, you pull it. But if that backside defensive end goes up the field, that's creating a running lane in between him and the tackle, or him and the nose guard.
Him and the guard.
So you hand it off. Now the running back can run through that hole. Well, what teams are doing, they're slanting that end down. Now he has to pull the ball. But usually when you do that, when you slant an end down, you have to scrape a linebacker outside to fill the gap that he just let go. But teams are smart. Defensive coordinators are smart. They're not scraping that linebacker. They're keeping a linebacker at linebacker depth. So when you go from you don't run. Now you go to the passing version of it. So when you go to the pass, the reason why you throw the pass is because that linebacker has vacated because the end is slanted. But that's not happening. That linebacker staying at linebacker depth. So that's where the passing lane is supposed to be at for Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. But he didn't follow the slant. He didn't slant down. He stayed at linebacker depth. So now he can't throw the ball to that guy that's supposed to be open from that linebacker that's supposed to have been disappeared to scrape from when that end slanted. So that's just, it's like, all right, then. So now there's nothing else after the RPO.
Right.
Now you're on your own, buddy. Now you as a quarterback, all right, they took away my fast pass lane here. They took away me running the ball here. What do I do now? And that's it in a nutshell. So now you're improvising. Now they're saying, well, Jalen Hurts is improvising too much. No, he has to improvise because defensive coordinators are stopping the RPO. So what do you do from there? A smart offensive coordinator / head coach would do a regular drop back pass. If you want to pass the ball, give him a regular drop back pass and incorporate a draw play in that pass. Something like that. Do something original. So if you have an RPO now, let's run an RPO with a draw play. So are we going to run the draw? We're going to act like we're running the draw. That way you look like you're pass blocking. You get the defensive line going up the field, hand the ball off, and now you got lanes because there are different lanes with people rushing the passer. So there's little holes and gaps in there. Now you have an RPO, and if you want to pull it, the linebackers have to drop because they see pass. Now you have a passing lane again. Well, there's little things that you can do to do it, but they're just not doing it.
For what it's worth, the Raiders' defense is even worse against the run than the Eagles thus far.
Which is amazing because Denver did not or was not able to take advantage of it.
Right.
I guess, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, how often do we see teams that are struggling in any type of offensive setting just all of a sudden change it and fix it? Go from vanilla to rocky road with sprinkles and vanilla frosting and all this other shit on top of it overnight.
Eytan, you have to.
Wouldn't it beg the question, why wouldn't they be doing it earlier? Like, what are they waiting for?
Mm-hmm. What took you so long?
Maybe they just don't have it.
Right. Well, that's what people are asking. Or, I mean, the two things that people are asking, especially, my co-host Seth is like, all right, then this is the question I have. Are we not running it because the head coach / offensive coordinator does not know any other offense? Or are we not running it because we don't trust Jalen Hurts to run that type of offense and change that type of an offense? And there's the question that, either way is damning to both answers. If you look at it that way, either the play caller is inefficient or the quarterback is inefficient. So where do we go? Let's just try something new, period. How about we just line up under center and run the ball for once? Then you can run boots, because I found it hard to believe that they said that they run boots and nakeds. I didn't see any boots and naked until I re-looked at it, and they run boots and naked out of shotgun. You can't run boot and naked out of shotgun to make it look like a run play. It just doesn't work. The offensive line may look like they're doing it, but the mere fact that you're trying to run it out of a drop back, out of a shotgun, meaning you're faking like you're doing a draw. Like you're running an RPO, and then you boot out. It's not giving you really a look of a run play. It's just not doing it, so it doesn't work. So the mere fact you said you're doing it, it's not working because you don't have the effect of being under center. They never go under center.
Right. Well,
How do you not go under center?
I know there was a disagreement between Seth and the football coach on the post game when Sirianni was saying in the press conference afterwards that a couple of those runs that Sanders had late in the game were out of RPOs, and Seth said they weren't RPOs.
They are not RPOs. He handed the ball off.
Right.
At no point did he try to pull it. He wasn't reading anything. He handed the ball off.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another lie. You can't just say anything you want to say and think that that's one thing about fans here in Philadelphia. If you're lying, they're going to call you out on it because they watch film just like they're us. Yep. They go back and watch the film. You can't just tell me that it's raining outside and you're standing over me. I can't say that because that'd be wrong for me to say.
Now, Sky's watching. You can't say that stuff.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You just can't tell me
yourself.
That's rain. Yeah, you can't tell me that's rain. No.
Right.
I know football. I can watch football break down plays. There's nothing new under the sun in football. They just put another name on it and dress it and put it back out there.
Right.
Football is football is football. It's the same stuff we do the same drills I did in Pop Warner, high school, college, to the NFL. Nothing changes. You just put a new ribbon on it. You put a new name on it. Football doesn't change. It's the exact same thing they were running back in the day, running it now.
Now, what kind of a boost do you think they could get this week if Lane Johnson gets back on the field and starts?
He is. He is going to be back. It looks
he's back with the team. I don't know if he's going to, I still don't know if he's going to play this Sunday. I would assume he's going to play, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a safe assumption.
Well, it for one person's going to love it. And that's going to be Mailata gets to go back to the left side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where he's comfortable at. You know what I'm saying? He can dominate at. Another person's going to be happy about that is Hurts. I mean, Hurts gets, 3/5 of his starters back. 3/5 is way better than just him being the only starter 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So
Still
bring
down
a comfort
2 guys,
level.
which is crazy.
Right. But it still brings a comfort level to the offense. It'll bring a comfort level. And also, what's really going to be big that you can't downplay is the emergence of Dallas Goedert. Now he's the man. Now he's going to be on the play. He's going to be on the field. So there's no more excuses on not making him one of the number one threats in the offense. He's that good. You give him the rock, he's going to perform. He's going to get yak yardage.
Yeah.
He can now be playing from underneath Zach Ertz's shadow. He will be the man. So I'm loving this, man. I just want to know when they're going to get that 6'8" quarterback / tight end back. When does he come back?
Well, I guess maybe week 7 or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they relying on him though? Higbee?
Not Higbee.
Not Higbee. Tariq
Jackson.
Yeah.
Was it Ty Jackson?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
Kid from Buffalo.
Yeah. Quarterback from Buffalo.
Right.
Now he has, he's fully entrenched in being a tight end now. So he'll make some hay. Toll will make some hay. They'll be good, bro. They'll be all right. They'll definitely be all right.
How about that Arizona offense now plus Zach Ertz? That's kind of an embarrassment of riches, right?
It is, man.
And minus their head coach, who, I get it. Head coach oversees a lot, but that guy is the offense.
Yeah.
They didn't even blink. Like Cliff Kingsbury could do that job remotely. That's essentially what we just found out, is that he could sit at home and zoom in upstairs and call plays.
Well, I don't think
Kyler Murray is unstoppable.
Well, Shan, can he do that? I thought that he couldn't have any contact with him at all.
No, I'm just saying, like, the fact that they didn't even need him on the sideline to manhandle a football team.
You're right, man.
And Baker Mayfield was just awful.
Yeah,
he is just
terrible.
He
stinks.
Yeah,
I'm
really out on
stinks.
him.
Well,
he had opportunities, and he looked like a backup. I mean, look, how many times have we seen guys step up? He looked like a Daniel Jones in crunch time. He just wilted.
Yeah, that was awful. That was a big spot for the Browns to prove that they're really something this year, and they just flat out failed.
Well, what are they talking about rumors as far as Odell Beckham coming here?
What?
Here? Yeah, they were talking about
coming here. I don't want him.
Trade for him.
I don't want him.
Wait a second.
I saw a couple. I saw a couple rumors about that.
Yeah.
A couple.
That song, Rumors.
Yeah, that's a good Fleetwood Mac tune. And then you got to get on a skateboard though and drink cranberry juice while you're listening to it.
Really?
Yeah. Don't you remember that meme from earlier in the year?
Yeah.
Harry Higgs got involved with that, the golfer.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Harry Higgs got all higged up on that, right? Oh my goodness. So Lane Johnson is back. We got to talk about that. We'll take a quick one here. We appreciate all you here riding with us on the middle. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe away. Comments I see are buzzing. We appreciate the super chats as well. Definitely not necessary, but always appreciated. Lane Johnson is back. So we'll talk about what we know, which doesn't seem like a ton. And then also, what time is Jason coming on here?
12:30.
12:30. Okay.
Because the Flyers host the Kraken tonight at the Wells Fargo Center. And, of course, they started their season on Friday night with a loss and a shootout to Vancouver. So we got to talk a little hockey for once.
Totally crackened out. Is that what you are?
Yeah, we're crackened up.
You're the Kraken man? I thought you can't. Isn't that? Yeah, you can't say that. You can't call somebody a Kraken. Get in trouble nowadays for that. Come on. We're back at 3. It's the middle.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz and Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
What they say about Lane?
What do you mean? What they say?
They didn't say anything about him. Come back. I'm looking him up now.
Well, he just put out a statement that he's, about what was going on and that he's back with the team and appreciates all the support.
Put it down on the other side.
Okay. I think everybody's just assuming that he's going to play, and I think he probably will. But I he's been gone for a couple of weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And he definitely is dealing with something.
Well, it sounds like Brandon Brooks.
Anxiety.
Like all over again, really.
Well, it says Lane Johnson returning to Philadelphia Eagles after 2-week absence addresses mental health. That's Tim McManus.
He was gone for 3 weeks, wasn't he?
He was gone 3.
Yeah, he was gone 3 weeks.
Like 3 games, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to rejoin my teammates.
Because they had the 11. Yep.
Oh, he did. Right? Says, I'm grateful for the entire Eagles community and look forward to continue to play in front of the best fans in the world. I get it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's something, that, not a lot of guys in the NFL really want to talk about, but it's something that's very, very prevalent in the NFL. I tell people all the time that, dealing with, super athletes is a reason why you have an athlete be as gifted as he is. Because his mind can take things past the threshold that others' minds won't let him do. He can go past what the average person can because he has almost like a mental capacity to get past what a regular person would say, "Oh no, I'm not doing."
Mm-hmm.
As far as mentally and physically with your body. So sometimes mental health is something that's very, very serious. That's why I was never the great athlete, because I would stop. If I was tired, I'd stop. You know what I'm saying? But most guys can push past that. The super athletes can push past that. They can make themselves even faster than they are by mentally processing things past what the average person can. So, there are a lot of guys with mental health issues in sports because of that. So, that's definitely a touch topic, because you're told, all right, you're a man and you just gotta get it done and everything else. Well, it's a lot more to that. It's a lot more to, everything, as far as just being in a game. Your mental health is something that people really need to start talking about and embracing as something that, we have to talk about as men.
Yeah, I think when we've seen reaction on social media, and again, this is the worst possible place to use as the soul barometer, but it's very rare that you see somebody, you selfish son of a bitch, get your ass back on the field, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, it's pretty much, hey, we love you, brother. Like, whatever you need, we're here for you. And those are fans who have never met Lane Johnson saying that. So I'm, outside of maybe another celebrity in certain regard, I don't know, because I think certain celebrities have this level of being pampered, if that's perception or reality. But people that are professional athletes working, busting their ass, they're
right,
putting their body into it, sacrificing a lot with their body. So maybe there's a little difference between, Ben Affleck, who's just showing up, versus you guys who are breaking a sweat. But I guess the point being is that it seems like there is a general acceptance of it from our fan base, which is understanding, and
the stream understands it too. Yeah, the stream understands too. David Himes Jr., he says Sean Andrews, same thing. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand. It's like, most talented people, gifted. Well, I say most gifted people go through that. Michael Jackson, Prince. You know what I'm saying? People that are so talented that, like I said, they can push past the limits that most people can. So that's just my spill. Just for me, I'm not saying anything. It's no medical thing to back me up what I'm saying. I'm just saying my perspective of me being around great athletes and great entertainers. They can push it past what average people can't.
I usually push it past the average on Saturday nights.
Right.
That's usually my night. That's my night to go to the limit. Yeah, exactly.
Push it to the limit, right?
Well, I got my stateside glass. I didn't get my state.
Right.
Wait a second. Who sings that song there? Who sings that song? Harry, you remember?
Which song?
That's
Push It to the Limit. Isn't that from Scarface?
Yeah.
Really?
I was thinking about the rapper.
You're thinking Salt and Pepper. Push it. Push it
No.
good.
I'm thinking of that song. Push it to the limit.
It wasn't that on
Rocky it is Scarface. It's when they had showed the tiger and everything.
Right.
Really?
What's wrong with you?
Right.
I don't recognize that.
Push it to the limit. Walk along the razor's edge, but don't look down. Just keep your head, or you'll be finished. Come on, you remember that?
I thought you were talking about Rick Ross, man. Rick Ross got pushed to the limit too, and I'm pushing.
Paul Angerman.
And I ride. And I ride.
Paul. It says Paul Angerman.
Paul Angerman.
Paul Angerman.
Not Paul Anka.
No, not Paul.
I thought you were talking about Rick Ross.
Limit.
Rick Ross singing too, don't
of no return. Reach the top, but you still gotta learn how to keep it.
The stream is agreeing with Barrett that it's Rick Ross. They're
Rick
on
Ross,
that page.
Man. Yeah.
Well,
and I push.
That's not Push It to the Limit, though.
Yeah,
this
it is
an iconic song.
Yo, yeah, you talking about the iconic song.
Well, that's what I mean. He probably is it sampled in there?
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go. He buried the lead, so he's lifted it from this song from one of the most iconic movies ever in Scarface. Are you kidding me?
It's called.
Are you going to give it to Rick Ross?
Yeah, man.
Not Paul Angerman. Welcome to the limit.
Paul
Take
Angerman.
it, baby, one step more. The power game still playing you. Come on, you don't remember this?
Wow.
We can't play it, so you're stuck with me singing this shit.
Right. Hey, but I did push it to the limit this week with stateside vodka.
Yeah.
I didn't get the glass, but I definitely got the vodka. As you can see, I had a great weekend because this is empty.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Paul Angerman. Wow.
Yeah, Paul Angerman. Yeah,
He's got some great hair, this guy.
Let me look. Now I got to look him up. What's his name?
He had a hit.
Paul
this guy
Angerman.
had a hit.
Engemann. Angerman.
Angerman. Yeah, he had a hit.
Wow.
Is an American former pop musician best known for his 83 song Scarface. Push it to the limit in parentheses.
And all I did is put up images. Oh, he's got the hair.
He's got the hair, man. He's got the hair.
I tell you, he's pushed that hair to the limit.
That's what. You're darn right.
What do you call that? Because it's big, and how do you get it to stay that big?
That's big hairspray, bro. That's a whole lot of hairspray. Wow.
He's still around. He's still kicking.
Oh,
What's
yeah?
his second most famous song? I bet you that's been lifted too.
What is he? Like I don't understand. Like,
Nah, I'm
what
out
do you
on
call
this guy.
what do you call that? What do you call that hair? I mean, is it like
It's big hair. It's big
It's
band.
80s
It's like
hair.
metal hair.
80s hair.
Yeah, it's all
okay.
all the crap that Martinez used to listen to piled up. All those guys. It's
Right.
metalhead hair.
Well, I wouldn't say it was like business in the front and a party in the back.
No,
It's
that's
like
a mullet.
Yeah, mullet.
Yeah.
That's party everywhere, right?
Yeah, this is a full
Right.
party. Yeah.
Not a full parlay, but a full party. Right
Now,
He's
Now,
got
what
to
do
get
you
a
think of
pardon
this?
for that.
the Ravens are now plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl.
What?
well,
The
that was
Ravens.
impressive win yesterday. That was one of the most impressive performances of the weekend.
Yeah.
Our Packers are down to 1,000, so
They are?
we have clearly jumped. Yes, we have clearly jumped this by at least 55% of the value that's been dropped. So
Well,
the
that's good.
Ravens have dropped a little bit as well, but I'm thinking as far as just an individual bet, not a collective bet, we have that covered with the Packers. This is probably going to drop even more so, right? With the Ravens, they're going to continue to win games. It's not like all of a sudden they're going to fall off. The Cardinals are plus 1,100. How about that? How is that possible?
Wow.
No faith.
None.
There's no faith whatsoever in Arizona. Look, Buffalo and Tampa are at the top. And then you have the Chiefs and the Rams and the Ravens and the Packers in that order. And then you have the Cardinals at plus 1,100. Packers are plus 1,000. Cowboys plus 12.
Cowboys plus 1,200.
I think if you were going to take a flyer, wouldn't it be on both Arizona and Dallas?
Yeah.
Well, at this point, let's just fly under the radar, man. You want to fly under the radar. Like Arizona, they're flying under the radar also. It's good not to have all that pressure on you to win.
They're not flying under the radar anymore. I mean, Kyler Murray's the MVP candidate.
You're right about that.
I mean, he's got to be in front. Eytan,
Him
you
and
see any
Dak.
odds
Josh
on that?
Allen.
I think Dak
Him
might
and
be
Josh
higher.
Allen.
Josh Allen, yeah, right.
You guys are leaving out Dak. Dak has shown that he's the man right now. Dak is the man.
Well, there's probably good value with Dak.
Yeah, great
Would
value.
he be
with
third
Dak.
or fourth? Lamar Jackson would be up there.
Yeah. Yep.
Boy. I was just looking at those Super Bowl odds. Sorry. Yeah, if you want player futures, Murray's at 400, Allen at 450, Dak at 550, Brady at 7.
550.
So
What
I mean,
about
Lamar Jackson and Rodgers have already won it. Herbert's pretty much knocked himself out unless he goes on some crazy run here.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford, I mean, they are right behind Arizona. If Stafford somehow wins the division,
I like, man. I do like the Rams still, man. They're just a good team to me, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like what they do. They're well balanced. Even though the Cardinals right now, man, just like you said, they just got Ertz, man. Can you imagine his offense now?
They get nothing out of their
Ertz?
tight end currently.
Nothing.
Seriously, like you can't even name him.
Right. It's hurt. That's why they pulled the deal off.
Right.
But now, they might be unstoppable. Now he has a safety net. He has a guy that he can just dump it off to. That's crazy now. He didn't have to push the ball down the field anymore. He can just dump it off the Ertz. That's another first down. That's another first down. And then go over the top to Green.
well, and look what happened yesterday where DeAndre Hopkins is back to doing some big things.
Right.
So difficult when you have those other guys. If it's Kirk, who also caught a touchdown pass, if it's AJ Green, who caught a touchdown pass, right? These guys are now threats. Think about how much more difficult it is and how much easier it should be for Hopkins, but how much more difficult it is for any defense. And you're right. You've got, look, they still throw too out of the backfield every now and again. So Kyler Murray has what, 6 guys he can now throw the football to?
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. Man. You know, I mean, nobody even talks about, Christian Kirk or more
right.
on that squad. Now we're getting ripped on the stream here because we didn't include Take It to the Limit by the Eagles, and we should be ashamed. The reason that we didn't do that is because we can't hit the high note, okay, on that song.
Yeah, but that's also take it, not push it.
True. True.
And when Harry was mentioning the limit, it was like not push it to the limit, the song. So therefore we pushed it. That's why Rick Ross's song came up.
Right.
That's why
Salt
Peter
and pepper,
Paul,
Yeah.
push it.
Salt and pepper. Yeah, anything push it related.
We need a reunion
was
from
free
Salt
game.
and Pepper. What do they look like these days?
They weren't they on a Geico commercial recently?
Yeah, they
Probably.
were. That's right. They
Probably.
were. Yes, they
Right?
were. Yes, they were. Yes, I do.
Oh.
Come on.
They look old.
Was it?
They look old, but they look
Yeah, push it.
our age.
Geico, push it.
They look our age, man.
Yeah, but I mean, are they still, getting it done?
Nah.
No.
Peppa might be.
Yeah.
You know who's on the Geico commercial now? What's his name? Montel Jordan, the 6'7", 6'8" singer.
Okay.
Really?
This is how we do it, dude.
Oh, that guy? I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, he's got a commercial. He also knows how to do it. This is how we do it.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, you got to look that up.
Is this
At
new?
the next break, you got to look it up.
The Push It
God.
commercial is 3 years old. Or no,
Yeah.
pardon me, it's 7 years old.
Look at Montel Jordan. His Montel Jordan. His commercial is new. It's like within
Oh,
the
my
last
goodness.
couple months.
See,
All right.
I got to be honest. Barrett is on top of his commercial game. We've questioned and forced him, and now we got it.
Have you seen this commercial? I don't think I've seen this one.
Yes, I have.
Wait, is it the General or is it Geico?
It's you know what? I don't know. It's just insurance. I'll just say insurance.
Isn't Shaq
I think
the
it's
guy
Shaq.
peddling?
Montel shows Shaq how to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's Shaq, it's the General.
It's the general,
Right.
man. That's general. What doesn't Shaq have his hands in, man?
Dude, he's got his hands in everything. Pizza,
He just bought
car
Reebok.
insurance. He did?
Yes,
He's
that's crazy, right?
He's the greatest. Now, I'm looking at a tweet here. JAKIB Media put out a tweet with a quote from Grayson on Fox 29. Probably might have been on with you, Eytan, saying that
No,
this
this was
offense
this morning.
Oh, this offense is killing me, and I think it's killing Hurts. And then McMullen quote tweets it and says, the civil war between the Eagles fans is here. Is it Sirianni's play calling, or is it the coach protecting the QB? Now, why would you be protecting the QB when you're trying to figure out what he can handle and what he can't?
Well, there
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
But
Well-
here's the thing. The coach, yeah, go ahead, Barrett. Sorry.
Well, what it is you're asking this offensive play caller to call more plays. But what if Hurts is not able to go out there and run that type of offense?
Well, the
So-
offense that they're running flat out stinks. Okay, so whatever, aren't they supposed to be trying to? I'm getting to a point here where I'm thinking, like, is this just another fancy way to tank? In other words,
shouldn't be.
If Sirianni is more capable of calling plays that maybe fit a skill set of a guy like Flacco or Gardner Minshew, then why the hell isn't he in the game to play? To try to win. Or
Right,
are they
'cause he
just,
has no-
are they just throwing Hurts out there with this Harry High School garbage, intending to lose games?
That's a great
Doesn't make
question
sense.
because they have no allegiance to Hurts, none
Right,
whatsoever.
Right. So just throw him to the wolves and give him this junk offense,
Yep.
knowing that they're gonna lose a hell of a lot of games, so we can
Yeah, but here's-
maximize all the draft picks.
Here's what I think the beauty of it all is, and I have to give the Eagles credit for it, and maybe they just backdoor their way into it. I don't know, but everything is so brand new that you can hide behind the fact of they're just figuring it out. It's a new offense, it's a new coach, it's a new system, it's a new quarterback. There's a new star wide receiver here. Everybody's learning this system, from Jason Kelsey to Miles Sanders. All of this stuff that you can use and basically right away ahead of the year, to where no matter how bad it looks to the three of us and everybody else out there, they can fall back and say, look, this was just a new year for everybody, and this is what we got from it. And they can use that for whatever end result that they have.
Mhm.
But it's built in, and
Well,
that's ridiculous.
Well, there lies a problem. We haven't tempered our expectations. We're still the same Philly fans who think that we're only 4 years removed from a Super Bowl, so we should be good. We should temper our expectations because this team doesn't have what they need. Doesn't have his, this head coach doesn't have his athletes here. These are still, you know, Doug's athletes. These are Doug's players. So we should be giving them a break, but they went out and screwed everything up by winning the first game against Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It got everybody, you know, going again. You know what I mean? And
true.
That's just what we do. That's what we do. That's what I do. That's what we all do. We all see it. We all see that bull out there, but we encourage that bull to think it's supposed to be good. And that's what it is.
Wow. It's wild, too, because I know a lot of us thought, okay, well, these guys, they may have something, and maybe we're going to be wrong and all of this. And I don't know. If anything, I think the Civil War may just be lack of talent versus lack of organizational consistency, or maybe there's a better word for consistency, but lack of that, or maybe lack of talent versus organizational failure.
It might be a little bit of both, you know, because we still got to talk about the athletes they brought in. Wilson sucks.
Right.
He absolutely sucks. He is not a good linebacker. Carrigan right now sucks. I didn't think that would be possible.
He made one play and a guy ran right into him behind the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Seriously. I think I might have been able to make that play.
So, you know, we there's so many things we can look at, you know. We talk about, and I was just number one, point the finger at me, it's my fault. But I said that this offensive line would be a top 5 offensive line. Yep, it happened right here on this very station. I said that. If they stay healthy. And that was like the dagger, the kiss of death. If they stay healthy.
And Ash puts it correct on the stream. Of course, this is the year where the QB prospects in college are underwhelming. Yeah. And the Eagles have 3 picks in the top 10. Well, yeah, but those 3 picks could be parlayed into getting a veteran in here. So,
bro, that's Carson.
I would think
that's Carson's draft, man. That's exactly what Carson's draft was.
Yeah.
Carson draft.
Yeah, look, Jared Goff sucked. Now.
Yes, they suck.
At the top of that draft, yeah.
Yeah,
you've got your boy Dan Campbell calling Jared Goff out. How about that?
I hate to do it to Dan Campbell.
Well, here's the thing. Carson Wentz hasn't looked bad. At least he hasn't looked like the problem.
No.
Maybe I'm missing something. And I'm not even talking about just Monday night. Like, look, okay, it's the Texans, but they beat the utter piss out of the Houston Texans because of Carson Wentz.
Yep. Yes, they did.
Didn't T.Y. Hilton return?
He did. He had a pretty good game, too.
Yeah.
That might be
helps to have T.Y. back. Right? Helps to have him back. Now, you look at anything tonight before we break and start the second hour?
Buffalo,
you looking
Tennessee.
At anything tonight on the board?
Might take the baseball game tonight.
Boy, I got to tell you, when did the Eagles play? Thursday, right? So, and I put this out there so people could see the proof of it and not think that I made this crap up. But it's now 3 of 6 games. And coming into Thursday night, it was 2 of 5 that Jalen Hurts has scored the final touchdown. So I took that bet, and now it hit. It's 3 of 6 games. And here's what's crazy about it is I don't think that it's that wacky and that like coincidental of a trend. I think there may be something to it because he always has the football in his hands, especially when this team is down. And if it's a go-ahead touchdown against Carolina, if it's something like whatever it may be, or, you know, moving the ball down for it, right? He's always going to be in position from run to get over the end zone, from big play to small play. It's just crazy.
It seems like that's the only way they can run in the red zone is with him.
Well, that's
you know
intangible.
Yeah.
That's his intangible. Now we have to figure out a way in which we can get that going from the first to third quarter. But, you know, that's one of the things that made him the player he was, you know, winning the big games, because at late in games, he definitely relies on himself. He'll call his own number and, you know, get it done. You know, period, point blank, get it done. Why can't we do it in the first quarter, the first half? You know, I mean, it's utterly ridiculous the way the offense just becomes stagnant the first half of game.
They are epically bad on first down. On first down as a football team, it's incredible.
Yeah,
how bad they are.
That's the stuff. Like how are you so bad each week between the games? How are you so bad on first down? These are all things that you have the most preparation for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like first and whatever
that's
it may
game
be,
plan stuff.
Yeah, right? I mean, think about that. You don't know what second down could bring. You don't know what third
Right.
down can bring. You have plays to
Right.
go with the circumstances, but
it's based on what happens on first down. It based,
Yes.
that's all based on the previous
Yes.
play. The first
You're
down,
under
you're
control.
Right. And those are your game plan plays that on Wednesday you decided to put into the game plan for that particular opponent. So you should be confident with those calls, right?
Well, let's take it 1 point. Let's take it 1.4. All the teams that I was on, we always ran a first 15. And the first 15 playing virtually set the tone for the rest of the game. You know, you usually don't deviate from that first 15 because the first 15 is between the quarterback and the coordinator, and you tying things together. These are my best plays. These are the plays that I love. These are the plays we can get it done. And our first 15 have sucked if they have a first 15. Yeah. I've never been with a team that didn't have it. It doesn't seem like they have it. It doesn't seem like they have a board in which they look at. So, you know, you take your first 15, and if a play works on that first 15, you put a check by it. So you get through your first 15, you go to the plays you had checks by. So you either have a play in which you could, you know, counter and do something, the same play in another formation or another, another personnel package, or you have a one up on that play in which you have another play to set that play up. And I don't even see them do that. They don't set plays up to make a big play.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They need another stat in football because I think there's, everybody focuses on third down conversions and everything. And I get why, because you're trying to move the chains. But the first down, to me, you look at teams that are really successful on first down. I think that needs to be highlighted more.
Oh, look at what they just played the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Bucks, they ran it. They were averaging like 6 yards on first down on run plays. 6 yards?
6 is insane.
That's crazy on run play.
Think about it, how easy that is. Then the second down, the whole playbook's open.
Yeah, you can call whatever you want to call.
Everything at that point.
You can take a shot deep. You can do whatever you really want.
Well, yeah, you're in control of the game. It's amazing how that works, right?
I bet you we averaged -1 yard around there on first downs last week.
I got them all.
Bet you right there.
You want to go through them?
Hold on. We're gonna break first, okay? But I want you to think about something. I saw the best description. I forget who tweeted it out. I apologize. This was earlier in the weekend or maybe Friday, whenever this was. I apologize. But I saw the best description of Nick Sirianni. And it wasn't even like meant to be this major rip or like some crazy witty joke. But, and I'm paraphrasing the tweet, of course, Sirianni looks like he is an interim head coach. Like he just took over for somebody who got fired, like a special teams or strength and conditioning coach that everybody in the locker room loves because he's never going to get in their ass, just took over a football team. And that's what he looks like on the sidelines. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, if I were just to look at the Eagles each week in a vacuum outside of Atlanta, you're going to get a lot of that where he's just not in command or not in any feel.
Yeah, it's true. It really is.
And that's infectious over the whole team.
At some point, you would think, right? If not already. All right, you have the numbers. We're going to get to that. What do you have? The data? Let's tease that real quick.
Yeah, I got every first down result, every first down call and result from
in
Thursday
the history
night.
of Sirianni's
from Thursday
tenure?
night, just from Thursday night.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that coming up. It's
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fought. What's that? Huck and Fought. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, we are back. How you like that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, I was putting it together here, trying to figure out what would be some attackable player props for tonight. And I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes ago, I was looking at Tannehill's passing yardage at 241.5. Oh, pardon me, 237.5.
Mm-hmm.
We hit a break. I go upstairs and get some coffee, granola bar, whatever the hell else. It's now up to 241.5.
Jeez.
Yep.
So what is that a reflection that it's going to be less heavy on Derrick Henry because they're going to have to keep up with the Buffalo Bills offense?
I don't know how Ryan Tannehill isn't on his back more than he completes a pass tonight.
Mm.
Tennessee's offensive line is the worst, is one of the worst, ranked at least. How about Barrett's crew? Like, think about it. The Titans have not turned it around coming into this week. I don't know as far as adjusted over the weekend, but coming into this week, nobody allowed more sacks than the Titans. They have a ton of pressures they've allowed. And look, this is Buffalo's defense, not the Chiefs' defense.
Right.
But they haven't even turned it around. Last 2 weeks, I got to give Barrett's squad some credit here. I don't know what the hell they're feeding them over there in Pittsburgh, but that offensive line has looked night and day better over the last 2 weeks, has it not?
They turned the corner. I mean, they run blocking well, which is allowing them to run the offense the way it's supposed to be run. You know, Big Ben can't win a game by himself anymore. He has to rely upon a running game, man, and that's exactly what they're doing. That running game is unbelievable right now, man. They did good by going out and getting that rookie from getting that running back from Alabama. He has been balling.
Derrick Henry?
Oh, no, I'm talking about Pittsburgh, man.
Harris.
Harris, yeah.
Harris is amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
He does everything, man. He can catch out the backfield. He can block on pass plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He runs well in between the tackles. He has the ability to get it to the outside. And their offensive line, man, they're playing well. I was looking at their offensive line, man. Their center, I thought that, what's his name? Kendrick Green. I thought he's going to be the second coming, man. This kid can play, man, but he can't stay healthy.
Do you have more confidence? Well, yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing. I had a question that I was going to save for the show for Barrett on what happened last night. I don't know if, Harry, did you watch the game at all last night?
I didn't watch the Steelers game. No, I'm not signing up for Geno Smith.
I'll tell you, something happened in that game that had me thinking immediately of Barrett actually asking for Barrett out loud. But before that, as far as tonight is concerned, before we flip the page on tonight, and they just took Josh Allen's passing yards down, is there anything at all? I mean, what's the general consensus? The general consensus is, the Bills are going to come into the Titans' house and absolutely smash them into bits, right? This defense is insane. Josh Allen is an MVP candidate. He has to keep up with Kyler Murray, who just dropped 4 TDs on Cleveland's head. So that's the general consensus, right? Do we think that anything opposite happens? You think the Titans actually have a chance at upsetting? I mean, this would be the night.
Well, the contrarian side of that would be that they just do go to Derrick Henry and they control the clock and they control time of possession and, grind up, first downs and cash in the red zone and they're in the game in the fourth quarter.
That's not going to happen.
You don't think so? Well, I'm just saying that's the contrarian side because I agree.
Right.
I don't think Tannehill and that offense can keep up with Buffalo.
Well,
if they're going to try to sling it.
The Titans finally figured out, that at this point, Tannehill is not the quarterback they thought he was going to be. He's good, but he's not good enough to get him over the hump. And I think that's what's going on, man. Even though they got Julio Jones back, Brown is back, they're still in a position right now they have to rely on Derrick Henry too much, way too much. And, they can't win. Tannehill is not good enough to take them over the top to win a game like that. So, I mean, long story long, it's going to be a long season for the Titans. And also, it's a kink in their head coach's armor right now. It's definitely a kink. He's not coaching at the level they thought he was going to coach at. So that's it in a nutshell. Vrabel, he's an okay coach, but he's not a championship winning type of coach.
Well, and they have a new offensive coordinator too. Yep. I mean, Arthur Smith has not looked good as a head coach in Atlanta, but he was pretty good OC in Tennessee. Now, do you want these first downs from the Eagles?
Yeah, I want to know what the yardage
right.
is. Yes.
Now, here's the first possession of the game where they ended up scoring. Okay, QB run -2 yards, QB sack -2, penalty on the Eagles. Then we had back-to-back first down penalties on Tampa Bay. Remember, one of those was the big pass interference that got them inside the 10-yard line. And then they had a 5-yard touchdown pass on 1st and goal from the 5 was the scoring play. All right. Mm-hmm. Now, their next 6 of 7 possessions, they went 3 and out. Okay. Think about that. 6 out of the next 7 possessions, your offense is going 3 and out. Here's first
I can't
down.
even comprehend that.
Running back run, they lost 1 yard. QB pass, they gained 4 yards. QB run, -1. QB incomplete pass, QB incomplete pass, QB pass for 2 yards. All right? That's the next 6 possessions. All of it ended in 3 and out.
Now,
this is supposed to be an NFL offense.
They didn't even have what
bad.
They had. They only had what was it in the first half? They only had under 30 plays, didn't they?
I think 18 plays. I think it was 18
in the first half.
Yeah.
18 plays in the first half.
Well, no, you'd have 3 out of 6. It was somewhere around there. I'll find.
I think it was 3. Was it 3 out of 6 or 7?
6 out of the 7 possessions of the next 7 went 3 and out. But let me get the total plays. I'll get it off of NFL.com. But I mean, that is embarrassing.
That's very much embarrassing.
And then it goes on. Penalty on Tampa Bay. QB pass for 1 yard. Think about these pass plays. They're going for 1 or 2 yards, and they're throwing the ball.
Yeah, because it's an RPO, and RPO is not working.
Now they started to rack up a couple of yards late in the game when they started running Miles Sanders, +11, +14. Those were those 2 big runs that they had on first down. Those were 2 of that's in the fourth quarter. But I mean, that's not offense.
Not at all.
It's ridiculous.
But how?
It's not. Here's the thing. Let me just ask you this: you're practicing all week for that,
right?
Really?
Right. That's
what the hell are you doing? And here's the thing: I'm not saying you're dicking around, not paying attention and hitting your pitching wedge while the coach is yelling at you to take a lap. I'm not saying anything like that. What I'm saying is, whatever you're doing, and look, I am giving them the benefit of the doubt. They clearly, with Nick Sirianni and company, practice super hard and all, but it's like, and I'll give you an example. It's like if you don't know what you're doing playing a sport, like swinging a golf club or whatever it is, and you're going out there, you're compounding a bad mistake. Like, what if they're working on stuff super hard and they're paying super attention and super detailed to stuff, but it's the wrong stuff that they're doing every week, because that's what we're getting.
Right.
We're getting those low level numbers. That's terrible.
And then you can work as hard as you want to work, but if you're working in a negative capacity, if you're going backwards and working on, stuff that they already know, the NFL already knows how to stop, then it's all for naught. Like you're bumping the head against the wall, for nothing.
I mean, they had 20 minutes of possession in the entire game, and they had 9 minutes of possession in the first half. 9 minutes out of 30. Okay.
Crazy.
Now I'm going to get to the first half stats here. This just takes a while for this damn thing to scroll down, but here we go. First half summary. Total offensive plays, 22 for the Eagles, 40 for Tampa Bay in the first half. 22 plays.
So your
Tampa
defense
was
is on
in full control too.
Yeah. Your defense is on the field 40 times. 40 times. 40 plays.
Yep.
Come on, man. Come on.
That first drive when Tampa drove down, I mean, it was like 9 on 7.
Like it was nothing, right?
Yeah, seriously.
There
was no
like,
resistance from the defense whatsoever. None.
Nope.
They were averaging like 6 yards on first down.
Brady must have been like, dude, are you serious with this? I'm just going to sit here and pick this apart. Boom, boom, boom.
And think about, too, the game, people, they got close. They got close. No. Things lightened up, and they continue to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's that dog mentality, Eytan. Don't disparage the dog.
And it'll be bad if that's the mentality.
Not Paw Patrol.
We stuck around. We stuck around. We said not Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol.
That's the mentality that they're dealing with. Paw Patrol.
Man. Wow.
No dog mentality. There's no Rottweiler. There's no pit. Whatever the hell this crap is that my son's watching on TV.
We didn't get blown out.
Right.
That's the wrong way to think, bro. The wrong way to think, man.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? We didn't get blown out. They kept it close.
Yep.
Right.
Really?
They covered.
Really?
Hey, they covered. They backdoored.
Nick Sirianni screwed over a lot of people, and I think he did that on purpose. I think he heard people booing the hell out of him.
Right.
And he thought, you know what? The majority of people right now probably are booing me, but have the Bucks. Screw this. We're going for 2.
Right. Maybe he'll wear a Doors T-shirt to a press conference this week, and he'll be humming "Backdoor Man."
Well, see, you see, I texted you guys as soon as I saw that. As soon as I saw what he was wearing, I said, "Oh, I hate to do it to you guys, but and I text you guys what he was wearing."
Yeah.
You both responded like, "Oh, here we go."
Yep.
It's crazy, isn't it? How that works.
Here we go.
No, that where'd you get those numbers, by the way? I'm just curious.
What numbers? The first down stuff? Yeah. I got it off the play sheet.
Oh, yeah. The breakdown, yeah.
Yeah, and you can get every play. I got it off the play sheet.
I thought this somebody was like writing.
No, I went back through it myself.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
You just had to do it to yourself on here.
That's right.
Do it to yourself.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
Well, it makes sense though when you look at it, because wow, this is horrific.
And then we're looking at the defense all funny and all wrong because they're getting all these scores, all these points scored on them, but then they're taking 40 reps in the first half.
Yep.
Yes, it's they should have made them go 3 and out. But at the end of the day, if your offense goes 3 and out after they get a 3 and out, you're still on the field way more that you don't have control over. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a pain in the butt, man, when your offense isn't helping you.
I mean, that's like a minute. That's like a minute and a half of rest.
Right.
Crazy, isn't it though?
But they go to commercial, so it's a minimum of 3 or 4 there. But as far as like time on the field, you can be out of 3 plays in less than a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe they try and go 2-minute offense, hurry up offense, because he Hurts is really good at that, and plus it'll keep that defense off the. But then
you think that's what that is?
Well, I mean, if you do that, that just means they're going to be on the field even quicker if you go 3 and out. So I understand the rationale why they don't do it, but I mean, Hurts does that pretty well.
But at least sometimes the offense somehow starts to click a little bit when they do that.
Yeah,
and you can at least get some results.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you the defense time to respond.
And the crazy thing is, this past game, they only had 4 penalties called against them for 47 yards. So they took care of that issue.
It turned the corner.
Yeah.
And I bet you that's what they're saying.
There's another issue. There's constantly something going on. And that's the definition of somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, where it's like, oh, people are focused on one thing. You solve that one thing. And then it's like, oh, well, you actually have 6 other holes you need to fill as well, or plug as well. And I think that's what we're seeing right now, which is, to that extent of, oh, he fixed one thing, but look, there's 6 or 7 other things that we're upset about. The play calling, the RPOs, what he's doing with this offense.
I saw a coach that was really stressed, though, in that post-game press conference. For the first time this year. It seems like it's really mounting, like the pressure. He started to channel Andy Reid with every response. Like, I got to do a better job, got to put guys in better position. It's on me. I mean, that was basically his answer for everything.
That's all he kept saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure Frank Reich told him that. Not Frank White, but Frank Reich told him that. Just deny and say, never blame your players, right?
Right.
Players probably love that, I'm sure. I don't know how much it works here, but it worked. I know it works elsewhere because I saw Jeff Fisher do that to a T in Nashville, but I also know that stuff doesn't work here, or you have to be Andy Reid, and even then it infuriated people with Andy Reid.
Yeah, it did. It was like every week.
Go ahead, Barrett. What?
How about just go out and do your job, man? I mean, all this semantics. I don't care anything about that. Just give me some good play calling, man. You know what I'm saying?
Your boy's got to do a better job. That's what he keeps saying.
Right. I don't need all that. Just go out there and get your guys going.
Right.
What you're doing right now is not working. So if they go out and come with the same game plan, then why even have them here? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
got to change that up.
Yeah, where's the innovative play calling? Where's I don't see anything that is creative.
We haven't gotten anything
whatsoever.
I mean, they do. 1 week they did go out there and they used the tight end more. I mean, they used motion more, move guys around a little bit, and they end up winning that game. But then you don't see any of that the next week. You don't see any movement in the offense, no misdirection, nothing that can make a defense think or put them on their toes. They're always pinning their ears back and pass rushing, and that sucks when you're an offensive lineman. It absolutely sucks when you're going to pass block every single play. It sucks, man, because you got a guy teeing off on you. He's got to pin his ears back. And, how about this? You're a left tackle. You weigh 320 pounds. You're playing against a defensive end that weighs about 250, 260. He probably runs a 4.40, and you run a 5.240, and you're going backwards and he's going forwards, and he can outrun you if you guys line up head to head. Now you're trying to block him going backwards every single play. Man, that sucks, man. You want to come off the ball, use gravity a little bit, use this weight to put that weight on him and press him back, as opposed to just letting him come up the field and you're chasing him the whole day. I'd rather initiate contact. You know what I'm saying? Use the laws of physics. Hit him in the mouth and move him that way, as opposed to him, running around. I got to chase him. Man, that sucks, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's offensive tackle. You hate that. You absolutely hate it. Allow me to come off the ball, get lathered up, hit somebody in the mouth, dog. They're not getting that opportunity. They're not getting that opportunity.
I like that. Hit somebody in the mouth, dog. DAGG. Is that the dog? Is that for dog mentality?
No, that's the real dog mentality.
Oh, okay.
Whatever the hell these guys are doing is on a T-shirt. You don't find that on a T-shirt. Tell them, Barrett.
Yeah. Oh, and the stream is right. If I see another damn screen outside to the wide receiver, I see one more
that
screen.
That ain't going away.
That's all it is. And I was watching a lot of Washington and the Chiefs yesterday, and that's all Washington does too.
Oh, is it?
That's all they're doing. Screens, and more screens.
Just get
Give
the
me some
ball in
more playmakers.
McLaurin's hands as fast as humanly possible.
He had a big drop in that game yesterday.
Big drop?
McLaurin, yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. I just want to see one day where we just run some power football. Let's just go out. We're gonna run power. Then we're gonna run Bob. Let's run some inside zone, some outside zone. Just regular football running plays.
You ever think we're gonna get that from him though?
No, I don't think so.
We better.
When's the last time we got that? Let's start there. You know what? Honestly,
We've never gotten
let's
that.
start there.
Well, I mean, Chip Kelly was a lot of running, inside zones, outside
But
zones,
it
that
wasn't-
kind of stuff.
That's it. Inside.
It wasn't
out.
what Barrett's want.
It's not power.
No,
No,
it's not power
Right.
football. Last time I saw that was
Deuce?
Big Red. Yeah. Going downhill. Double team, pull the guard around. Front side, and pick your hole. Just hit it. One step cut, hit it going downfield. You see. Look at you had the best quarterback to ever play the game last week on Thursday. They ran the ball how many times? They were force feeding the run plays. I think they ran more run plays than they did passing plays.
Leonard Fournette crushed that total, by the way. Absolutely, you're right.
Yeah.
But here's
He
the
had a
thing,
nice
though,
game.
Barrett.
Yeah.
You know what's wild about Brady, and maybe this is more to Brady, and maybe this is Belichick, or really McDaniels, and now Bruce Arians, and I'm not trying to put him up on some crazy pedestal. Maybe there are other quarterbacks like this, and maybe Manning's and others, but it seems like no matter what the game plan is each week, Brady's going to be okay with it. Meaning, hey, Tom, we need you to throw the ball 17, 18 times this week, but we're going to kick the shit out of this team with Fournette, Ronald Jones, some quick stuff to AB, etc. And he's not going to fight back on that.
Right.
In fact, he may be the guy to offer that up each week, saying, hey, look, we got a great opportunity there. I don't know what to expect with the Eagles each week.
And that's the problem. You got the best quarterback in the league. If he takes the back seat to the game plan that you implement and he doesn't cry about it, he just goes out and executes it. How about their winning record shows that, that's exactly what they need to do. He understands that, you got to run the ball in order to be good. You run the ball. That's how they won the Super Bowl last year, running the rock. Once they established the run, they didn't go back to passing the ball like that. They ran the rock.
And I'm not listening to the fact that they don't have the talent or personnel. They've got two guys now in Gainwell who can run the football effectively.
Gainwell didn't get
he didn't get much run. No.
I'm saying they have the talent to. They just don't get the touches. They don't get the ability to. You could run both of those guys each week.
Absolutely. Just give them the ball, man. It's just ridiculous, bro. It's just ridiculous. I get tired of every time I turn around, I'm saying run the ball and use your linebackers, and yet and still we never do it. We never do it.
At least the Eagles fans that are going to the game will have fun in Vegas this week.
How many people you think are heading out there?
Oh, I bet there's a big group, man. The Green
Think
Legion
so?
and a couple. Oh, yeah. That's going to be insane. I just hope there's no
hang
fights.
out at that nightclub?
Which in the stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. If I was going to the game, I would.
There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Think you could get in?
No.
Pretty presumptuous of you, Harry. That you're just going to walk into the VIP?
I couldn't get in there.
Me neither.
Not without Barrett. We'd need Barrett or Seth.
Speaking of which, and I had a question here, right? Because I'm watching this game last night, and they showed at the half, and I just had it on before I could quickly turn over to an inning or two of the baseball game to kill time in between football halves. But I saw them recount, pardon me, the halftime show, the celebration show. And I'm looking there, and I see Troy Polamalu, I see Bill Cowher, I see all of these Steeler greats who Barrett played alongside with. And then I see, because it's not everybody who was honored, people there as well. Then I see James Harrison up there in the owner's box. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a second. Where's Barrett? Where's Brooksy right there? Where's Barrett coming back? Was his invitation lost in the mail?
No,
what happened that you weren't there?
They asked me to come.
They did?
They sent the email out. They asked me to come. I just couldn't go.
Okay.
Now, did you respond to the email?
I wanted to make sure.
Did you respond to the email? Like, you might have seen the email too late because you're not checking.
My guess,
Harry, don't do me like that, Harry. But that's exactly what happened. That's why I couldn't.
Wait a second. Did you miss this whole thing?
I knew it.
Check your email?
I knew it.
I didn't get the email soon enough. I didn't prepare myself to go, and that's exactly what it wasn't. Though I couldn't go,
God.
I did not see the email saying we could go. You know when I learned about it? I learned about it on Thursday. Thursday. You know why? Because Charlie Batts and all those guys called me and said, "Hey man, where you at, man?" I said, "What do you mean where I'm at? I'm doing the game right now." I said, "Oh, well, you not coming up this weekend?" I said, "What are you talking about?" "Oh, you didn't get the email?" No.
Wow.
I hate to do it to myself.
They may have thought maybe you weren't invited at that point. Like Batch might be thinking, "Oh shoot, I shouldn't have said anything here."
No, I was invited, man. I got the email too late. I got it
terrible,
and I you know, I was working that night, and I woke up the next morning on Friday, and I see it plain as day sitting there. And matter of fact, they sent 3 emails. One asked me to go the first time. The next one saying, "All right, I don't know if you got my email or not." And then the third one saying, "We wish you could have came up."
We got to get Fadul on again. I mean, it's the start of basketball season anyway. She'll be doing the pre and post game. We got to get her on.
This is wild.
Yeah. Well, we'll get Taryn Hatcher on. We'll get Taryn Hatcher on. She's the Flyers.
Well, we got Mercedes.
Analyst.
We can't have too much Flyers stuff.
We need people that you deal with. We don't need people that just work in the building with you. No offense on Taryn. We'd love to have her on. I'm just saying, as far as people that understand, I don't know how up she is on you not checking your emails. Fadul is well beyond everybody else when it comes to that knowledge, because she's dealt with the brunt of you not checking.
You're right, man.
Fadul
she still calls me too.
She has been in the trenches with Barrett, man.
Yeah,
she calls all the time. She's like, "All right, did you see the email? The big boss wants us to do this." I'm like, "No, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
No,
I didn't see it. We all see it."
She called me 2 weeks ago. Said, "Yeah, you're on that list." "What are you talking about, Amy?" "The list." I said, "What list are you talking about?" "The list. You got to go through the training. We have to do the training. You were supposed to do training 3 weeks ago. You haven't done the training yet." They just sent a list out on email saying these people haven't done the training yet. I said, I should call you before you get in some trouble. So she called me and told me that I was on the list.
She's looking out for you, man.
She does, man. She does, man. She is a great person. And I thanked her for that. And I ended up doing that. I ended up doing my training 2 weeks ago during the game.
Nice.
I did the training. It took a full hour and a half to do that training, bro. Sensitivity training, all that stuff. You know, if you know that a movie's coming out and you have a quick peek at the movie, should you put on social media? I'm like, no, you shouldn't put on. So I got to go through all those.
That's
questions.
part of sensitivity training.
No. It's different. It's different segments. It's different segments. It's different segments you got to take.
What's
you got
that
sensitivity training, number one. You got a training as far as leaking stuff. You can't do that. Taking gifts. I mean, it's like 7 or 8 different things you got to watch and then take a little test at the end to make sure you got it. Yeah, man, it was a pain in my butt, bro. But it took like an hour.
Give me an example of sensitivity training question. Give me do you remember one of those?
Let me see. Let's see.
I want to see how sensitive I am.
You may be the last person.
Yeah. You should actually forward me the test. Forward me the questions.
All right,
this is like one of those magazine tests, right? Seven ways to tell that you don't have any sensitivity.
Right.
Right. It's just anything, even as far as
all right, here's one. Okay.
Race, gender, all that stuff.
You've taken the time to grill salmon the night before, but you still have half a piece left.
Mm-hmm.
You bring it. Do you A, bring it to work and microwave it at 12:30 for lunch, or B, keep that shit the hell home?
No, I'd keep that home.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And I love salmon.
That's how you weed people out. Is anybody coming to work the next day microwaving day-old fish?
Right.
You don't want that person working with you.
I would just keep that at home and eat it at home the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're not among.
They say you can't.
Now, what would Stazak do? I mean, he ate a month-old hoagie.
No, he
Terrible.
didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He ate what?
Yeah, we talked.
Yeah, we have to break. I tell you, who knows about that hoagie is the man coming up next.
That's right.
He's gonna fill Barrett in. I'm surprised Barrett doesn't know about Hoagie Gate.
No.
Not Hoagie Fest. All right, we're back in 3. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. It's the middle.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Good. There you go. What's happening?
Oh man, look at this! Look at all the guitars, the goalie mash. Oh, look at this!
Is that a Stratocaster back there?
We got a trapper here, huh?
Oh, the trapper! Wow, not the trapper keeper.
No.
Wow. Like, are you at Guitar Center right now, or is this your
waffle board too, huh? No, I'm not at Guitar Center.
Oh man,
Jay, what's up, man?
I'd like to go to Guitar Center right now and make a purchase.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not a Fender guy, Eytan.
No, okay.
I'm a Gibson man.
He's a Gibson
man.
Yeah.
You're a Kyle Gibson. You know, he used to sign his guitars. Where are you right there?
Huh?
That's his house.
You're in the studio?
Yeah.
No, I know, but what part of the house? Is that like the studio? Is that something?
No, this is I just rearranged it
for you.
I did a little set design change.
Mm-hmm.
Look, man, you know, season's open. Season's already opened up. You know, you're going into a game tonight. Got a fresh cut. You know, fresh baldy going, man. You know, you're ready to rock right now, huh? You still walking in the players' entrance? Or you going in?
That's my question. Yes.
I thought you were talking about the cut on my head.
No, did you go through the players' entrance on Friday night or Friday afternoon?
Of course.
But he
How
said
else am I going to get in, Har?
He doesn't have to wear a tie anymore, so they've cashed
Why
it
is
up
that?
a little bit.
When did that happen?
Yeah, no more tie. I don't know. It's just become a thing that we don't have to wear a tie.
Wow.
The players actually on the plane now don't have to wear a suit.
Oh,
they can wear like a sweatsuit.
That's good, man. That's some good football
Who's
there, bro.
running this operation? Sirianni? What the hell's going on over there?
Well, look, when the players would get on the plane, as soon as the players get on the plane, they all go to the back of the plane and they get out of their suit and they put on something comfortable to fly in. And because you don't want to be flying in a nice, beautiful suit.
Yeah, I know. I used to have to do that with Temple. It was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, everybody drops trout.
Sitting in coach, squeezed in between two people in a suit.
Terrible.
Yeah,
awful.
It's horribly uncomfortable, and it makes no sense. So finally, teams are, a lot of teams are dropping dress codes where you can show up to the game and, a pair of pants and a golf shirt. Let the guys be a little bit more individual. I mean, you see how some of these guys on the Eagles show up.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, they're wearing Sirianni's collection. He needs to do a fashion show, by the way.
I know somebody's going to show up very buttoned up and stiff and rigid tonight, and that's Hackstall as the head coach for the Kraken. What kind of a reception do you think he gets?
I don't think it's going to be a good one, Har.
Well, you say
better than Ben Simmons coming back?
Well, that's the whole different ball game. But no, I mean, I think that you're going to get the fire Hackstall chants from the upper deck, and his time here is not remembered fondly because he made the playoffs a couple of times and he didn't make it a couple of times. But like you said, Harry, he was perceived as being robotic, right?
Yeah, right.
So
stiff.
I know Jordan Eberle, who plays for the Kraken now, spoke and said, we're going to do everything we can to get him a win here. It's an important game for us to get our coach a win in a city where he used to coach. And it's his first time coming here against the Flyers as a head coach. Now he came as an assistant coach with Toronto, but this is the first time as as being the head coach coming back here. But no, I mean, I don't think there's going to be any tribute and golf clap.
No video on the video board by the Flyers.
No, I get the sense that probably is not going to happen.
Man,
they did it for Carcillo. They won't do it for Hackstall.
I don't know that they did it for Carcillo.
Yeah, they did it for Carcillo.
Although he did score an overtime winner in a playoff game.
Oh man,
in 2010,
deserving.
Old car bomb.
Yeah, well, I remember the goal call from Tim Saunders. He's going, Carcillo, because he couldn't believe Carcillo scored. He couldn't believe Carcillo was on the ice in overtime, let alone scored.
Jeez.
Well,
that's unbelievable.
Let's get past the semantics, bro. What the hell is going on, man? Is Carter Hart going to, play this year or what? What's going on, man?
He's playing tonight. He played the first game, but the second period was. They had a great first period. He didn't see much in the first, but in the second period, it was a couple of weird goals that got scored on him. There's certain situations that you got to look at. You look at and go, you see the number, you go, okay, you get 4 goals in regulation. That's too many, right? But you look at the one goal, they're on the penalty kill, and I think it was Elias Pettersson took a shot, hits off the shin pad of Provorov, off the end boards, and then comes back and hits Hart in the back of the leg and goes into the net. I mean, that all happens like that, right?
Right.
And you look at that, like people were telling me, like, well, he should have been tighter on his post. I'm like, no, that's impossible because the shot's coming from the outside. So if he's on his post when that shot's coming, he's showing the whole net. He's preparing for the shot, and then all that happens after. The one I didn't like was the fourth one, though, that gets thrown. JT Miller throws it into his foot against the post, and it's kind of just sitting there. He doesn't know where it is. The ref doesn't know where it is. And eventually Miller finds it and pushes it over the goal line. I just don't think he was expecting the shot there, and he's got to be expecting it. If he was in just a classic, as you know, RVH, that puck hits his pad and he covers it. It's really simple. But when it gets into your feet, you're taught as a goalie, like almost don't move because you're going to knock it in. But you can't also go down and cover the puck because your body doesn't work that way. You're standing with your leg against the post and you can't go down and cover. So it was kind of an unlucky goal. He settled down in the third and in overtime made some really big saves. So that's a good sign. And had a great preseason, the .954 save percentage. So I think he'll be fine. It looked shaky at first blush. I put out a video and it kind of explained everything and broke it down frame by frame. And, in the first goal of the game, he gets sniped, just, high glove, perfect shot. But he's slightly off angle on that shot. And I kind of showed it. If you're like turned a little bit this way, you're just giving more area up here. If he's turned this way, there's less area to shoot at, and that's how he got beat. So,
well, they shored it up in front of him. They shored up, Ellis and Prorod playing well together. I mean, they've shored up the defense in front of, so it should get a little cleaner now, right?
Yeah, and it was. There was a lot better structure, I thought, in front of them. On rush attempts especially, there wasn't as many odd man rushes going the other way. They were better defensively because they also were better offensively. Better. They had the puck more. Last year, one of the issues was they never had the puck, and they were always defending. They were on the forecheck a lot more in that game. Not, second period excluded, but a lot more in that game. And that the best way to defend well is to not be in your D zone.
Well, with a bunch of
realistic.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, with a bunch of new names.
Jeez.
You said go ahead
on this show. Let's go.
The last thing you said was go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right. So what's
give me a thought there. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Exactly.
Give me a
ahead.
Click.
Go ahead. So what's a realistic ceiling for this team this year that you can tell us that the Flyers honks aren't going to tell us?
The realistic ceiling, I mean, it's a game in. There's so much to be determined, not only for them.
No, but I mean, like overall, coming into the season, what were you? You have realistic, I think, parameters or boundaries that you can say, which is, all right, this team's not going to win the Stanley Cup, but they're also not going to lose 60 games.
Well, I think, look, in the NHL, you can't ever say a team's not going to win the Stanley Cup if they're going to make the playoffs. I think we can safely say that because we see 8 seeds. Look at the Montreal Canadiens last year. They got to the final against Tampa. They beat some good teams along the way. They beat Vegas. I mean, they manhandled Vegas, right? And that team was 1 point in the regular season better than the Flyers. 1 point better in the standings, better than the Flyers. If you get in, you can win the cup. So let's just talk about the playoffs. On paper, they're a much better team. They're better defensively. They're better evenly distributed offensively. They are a little bit older, but they have some more veteran and a lot more character on the team with what they brought in, shipping out Jake Voracek, shipping out Gostisbehere, and some other guys. And they bring in high character guys like Ellis, like Ristolainen, Keith Yandel, Cam Atkinson, who looks really good already too, and has scored 40 plus in this league in the past. So on paper, they're a much better team, but you got to see how it comes together, how the coach is able to get the group together, find the right combinations. I think the key players are guys like Travis Konechny. Like,
he's got to bounce back, man.
Yeah, he really does, Harry. I think he's so important. He scored back-to-back seasons with 24 goals, and in the second he scored 24 goals in 69 games, which is a 30-goal pace. So, and then he went into the bubble. He didn't score. Last year was really frenetic and up and down for him. He was healthy scratched. I think he's got to get off to a good start and has to have a big season, get on that 30-goal pace again. Farabee, I think, is going to be a guy, a 30-goal scorer. He it's unbelievable how mature he is already. And then, you got to look at guys like, how's Atkinson going to fit in? How is a guy like Keith Yandel going to affect that power play? The PK is a major problem right now. They got to get that fixed because it stunk in the preseason, and they got touched up twice for it in the game against the Canucks. And they can't take dumb penalties. Self-inflicted wounds, high stick penalty. That's a lazy penalty. And then a puck over the glass, mental error. And then too many men on the ice, another mental error. That's what prevented them from winning that game on Friday.
That's Sirianni-esque.
Yeah. It's almost like a disorganized feel, right, Har?
Right.
And that can't happen. And Alain Vigneault will clean that up.
How much pressure's on him? I'm glad you brought him up this season.
I think there's considerable pressure on him, Harry. You know why? Because the GM went out and, from what I understand is he worked in tandem with AV. What do you need? What do you want? Mm-hmm. And he went out and got him what he said he needed, what he said he wanted. And if they don't perform well, hey, I got you what you wanted.
Right.
And it's not doing anything different. So the GM went out with a coach that he believes in, that they're committed to. But if it doesn't work, the bullseye's not going on the GM. The bullseye will go to the coach here.
Well, of course, he has guys now that he could, virtually coach against it. I mean, coach and they not be too sensitive to it. I mean, right. At this point, will they be able to adjust to his coaching style? These guys, he's got older guys in there now they can go with the rah-rah system. I mean, Carter Hart seemed like he got a little sensitive, towards the end of the season because, coach called him out. Will he be able to deal with that? These older players can deal with that. Can he get these younger guys to turn the corner with him?
Yeah, I think more was made of that than there actually was. I talked to Carter about that, but there was a chasm last year that, and this has been reported on from Elliot Friedman from Sportsnet, that the players felt like they got a little too much blame last year, and the coaches didn't get enough as the offseason kind of went into the offseason, and because the coach was harsh on the players publicly. But a lot of the players that they brought in are guys that played for AV before. So it's not like they're coming in and not knowing.
Brassard.
Yeah, Brassard played
Former
for
Ranger.
AV, Ranger. Yandel, same thing.
Right.
Hayes obviously has been here a couple of years now. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. These guys have played for him before. Ryan Ellis, I mean, you could tell Ryan Ellis anything, and he don't care. He's just a gamer, right? He's one of those guys. He's a grimy hockey player, 3-zone defenseman, block shots, bomb of a shot, great passer out of the D zone. Not that big, but will punch you in the mouth. I mean, he's a guy Flyer fans are going to love, and he is a really good player.
Grimy is a real attractive quality for a hockey player.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
that nasty
befitting.
offensive lineman. It's like there's certain characteristics
Barrett
that you need.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the hair on the back of John Runyon that you need.
Right.
Right.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Now they are in a super tough division, though, man. I'll tell you what.
It's a bear, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, the Islanders. I think the Islanders are going to be really good again, right?
Yeah, they're off to a little bit of a slow start, Harry, but Trotz will get that team turned around, and they're so big and they're so good and so much structure. They'll be fine. I think they're the class of the division. But now you get a team like Carolina back in the division, right?
Right.
With Sebastian Aho. They lost Dougie Hamilton, who I know you like, Harry.
Yeah.
They lost Alex Nedeljkovic, who was their young goaltender, who did a really good job, to Detroit. But they bring in Freddie Anderson, and they're a well-coached team with Rod Brindamore. So that's another really good team. The real wild cards for me are 3 teams. Look, I feel like the Devils are better, but they're not a playoff team. Columbus is not a playoff team. And then the 3 teams, excluding the Flyers, that are really intriguing to me are Pittsburgh, Washington, and the Rangers.
Yeah.
The Rangers, to me, are a team that are on the rise in a huge way. The only thing they're missing, though, is they're great on the wing, but they're not great down the middle. And then I look at a team like Pittsburgh and Washington. Pittsburgh without Crosby, they've survived it so far, but how long can they do that? And without Malkin as well. And I had Frank Saravalli on my podcast, and he was saying, the Malkin thing's not 6 to 8 weeks. He won't be available until the calendar flips, till January.
Wow.
Right? So how they get through that. I mean, their number one center is Jeff Carter. He came into the NHL in the Reagan administration, it feels like.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, literally did
you're
come
not
in.
that far off.
Yeah, it was George W. Bush's administration. I know that.
Right.
So, that's their number one pivot right now. And then, you look at Washington too. We've been saying the demise of like Washington and Pittsburgh because they're old is going to happen every year. But those 2 teams tied for the division lead last year in the Mass Mutual East in the reconstructed division. So until I see it, we'll have to wait and see. But the Rangers got great goaltending. Igor Shesterkin's a real deal. He got paid in the offseason. They just locked up Zibanejad. They got some really good players.
They're young too.
Yeah, you expect more from some of those young guys like Capo Caco, who's a 2nd overall pick, and
that's a great name. Daddy
That's
Capo
amazing.
Caco.
That's a Tom Byrne name. If I
It
ever
totally
heard one,
is.
right?
Isn't it great?
Yeah. Back to one year, you had Capo Caco as a high pick, and the next year was a Jesperi Kotkaniemi here.
Oh, man.
Give me your top 5 Cacos. Go ahead.
Well, hey, let me ask you this, man. How does ESPN factor in, on hockey going forward now, man? I mean, is it going to be since it's going to be a lot more visible now, how do you think that's going to affect the hockey league?
I think just the fact that they're airing games is part of it. I think that's only like 20% of the actual part that means the most. I think what means the most, Barrett, is now they're a partner. So they don't ignore it. So they cover the game. They're actually doing segments like 15
on First
minutes.
Take. You'll have Stephen A. Smith breaking down, the Kraken.
That'd be like me breaking down the Kraken. Yeah,
but they'll have guys because they have skin in the game now. And look, been promoting the WNBA 1,000 times more than they've been promoting the NHL because they had an investment in the WNBA.
Right.
But now they have that investment in the NHL again. So you're going to see that investment because they're going to protect it and they believe in it. And they're going to push a lot of resources that way. And that's going to help grow the game and create awareness. Because we all know at ESPN, whether you like them, hate them, or ambivalent, they are the #1 powerhouse of sports news and sports content in this country. And they're on in every bar during the day when you walk in and every night. So it's only good for the league. I think TNT is as well. Like Talk is great on TNT. Rick Tocchet.
Yeah, he's great.
Yep.
Yeah, he's awesome. I don't know how long he's going to be there because I think he's going to get a head coaching job when somebody gets fired. But he's great on there. And Wayne Gretzky's on there. So you have the biggest name ever in the sport. And Wayne was good in that first. And they had Barkley in there with him. And
Did you like
Wayne
Chuck
was shooting on Charles Barkley playing net. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, Charles is like the double-edged sword where it's like, okay, you're reducing it to the level of Barkley where, clearly he's not anybody that is there from a hockey authority. But at the same time, if there was ever somebody to cast a wide net of fans who would go for him that you could see sticking around, it would be Barkley, I think, because he has such wide crossover appeal. So it's kind of weird. At first I would think maybe like Pyrrhus, like, get him the hell out of here. But then at the same time, it's like, wait a second, maybe Wayne Gretzky, and it's crazy to say this, but I'm sure it's like this with other sports. How many more people that are kind of on the edge, on the fringe of watching this sport will see someone like Wayne Gretzky or Mario Lemieux and say, oh, okay, now I'm in, versus maybe you do cast a wider net with Barkley, even though the analysis is there with someone like Gretzky.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gretzky, I don't think is there going to be this great analyst. He's there because he's Wayne Gretzky, and he'll provide he's been a coach in this league too. And he's obviously the greatest player to ever step on the ice. To me, it's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the biggest name as well. So that's a hook to get people. But like Barkley's a huge hockey fan. He is really tight with John Cooper, who's the head coach of Tampa back-to-back Cup champs. And he met John Cooper in an airport lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And they sat there and they had a couple of drinks for a couple hours while they were on a layover. And then eventually Barkley said, what do you do? And he said, I'm the coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning. and they've become really close friends. And John Cooper's story is unbelievable, the way he got into coaching. He was working for a law firm, and the guy said, I'll only hire you to be in my law firm if you coach my son's high school team. That's where he started his coaching career.
Wow.
And this is just like a decade ago. Yeah, the story is unbelievable. So he starts coaching this prep school high school team and does well. Then he moves up the ranks a little bit, ends up coaching the junior C team, and then ends up in major junior. And then he ends up in coaching in the AHL with the Lightning. And then they fired Guy Boucher, and he ended up getting the rest of the season, and he's been there ever since. And he's got 2 cups.
That's crazy.
It's awesome. And he seems like a really good guy. He's demanding, but he's a really good guy. And I just love stories like that. I think that's awesome.
Damn.
Now, speaking of coaches, who do you think, who's on the hot seat and the league wide that might be the first coach fired?
Look at a guy like maybe, I think you could look down in Dallas, Harry. They got to get off to a good start, and they have an older coach there. I think you can look at, I don't know if you look at Montreal, they're off to a really slow start, and they've lost so much. I mean, Carey Price has taken personal time. They lost Philip Deneau to the Kings. Mm-hmm. They lost Shea Weber. I mean, you've lost like the heart and soul of your team.
Right.
So I don't know how much you can really put Dom Ducharme on the hot seat. But there's teams clearly that have to be much better this year. I think maybe Jeremy Colleton could be on the hot seat in Chicago.
Wow.
They went out and got Seth Jones, and they got Marc-Andre Fleury, and they're looking to take a step back into being a legit playoff team. They're off to a slow start. So I think there's some interesting coaches that could go down. Rick Bowness is the guy, though. I think number one. I mean, that's the guy in Dallas,
mm-hmm.
and the ownership there has made it really clear. And Jim Nill, the general manager, that a slow start is not going to be acceptable.
Not at all. So, real quick, we've got about a minute before we all get out of here. Thoughts on tonight's game? Does Flyers money line over? What are we looking at?
Let me look at some of the numbers real quick while I got you here. Look, I think it's a bounce back situation for the Flyers. I really do. I look at this game
must win.
No, there's no must wins when you play 82 games and you're in the second game of the season.
Flyers are minus 136.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's not too. That's a little short actually for me, but I put my money on that, no problem. As far as the over goes, I don't like to play over unders, especially this early in the season, Eytan, because I just don't know yet. And look, they have two good goaltenders. This is going to be their fourth game of the year. The Flyers' only second game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of, a team that's come together a little bit more. They've been on the road the entire time, but now it's a fourth game on the road. So you're starting to get a little road weary too.
I can see that.
I'm not going to mess with the over-unders, though. I don't mess with spreads because of the goal off the keister and the empty net goals that'll just screw you.
Off the rump. Mikey Miss used to say rump.
Yeah, off the rump.
Yeah, not the rump shaker, though.
No.
And on that note,
boom, boom.
Well, real
let's
quick,
do it
though,
again soon.
The other thing is, the Flyers the other night are down 2 goals. They pulled the goalie with 3 minutes left. If Vancouver scores on that empty net chance, which they shot it just wide, then okay. Now all of a sudden it's a cover situation because the Flyers connecting scores on the power play, and then Giroux with that unbelievable play off the end boards ties the game, and then they go to overtime. So things can change.
We'll do it again soon. We'll bring it. We have to do this again with some more time too, because it always flies with you, brother. We appreciate.
Well, I love how you guys book me. You book me right at the end of the show.
Well, yeah.
We had
a lot of football stuff to discuss.
25 minutes here. We'll
we
do
used
it
to
again,
do that.
maybe this week.
We start off with you. There's no show.
That's true. We'll do it again for a whole hour. All right,
Nahagian would make us book a guest. Book him at 45 because I know you got to be in break by 52.
Right.
You won't keep him on for 20 minutes. I mean, you're on for 20 minutes.
We'll see, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you Tuesday.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass, free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.